Hello everybody. It's Sunday now. I'm going to change the water pump, change the thermostat, and clean off the housing from all the silicone. And I'm probably going to change the radiator while we're at it, because I'm feeling kind of froggy. So be a good way to spend a Sunday, and then I got to go back to doing homework later tonight. So figured I'd do this while it was daytime. Remembering where all these accessories went and how they mounted, that's going to be kind of rough because I took pictures, but they're not that great. But she's coming together. Got the intake on the other night, got the heads on. So yeah, I'm going to get on this, and I'll just give you guys some updates here and there. Alright, the water pump and the thermostat are off. I'm going to clean up the mating surfaces. They used a bunch of silicone. And so that's going to be nice and messy. In my opinion, if you want to use silicone or something, like where a paper gasket goes, just take your finger and just put a thin coat on either side of the gasket. You know, don't goop it up like that, you know, because you could plug up, you know, maybe not with a thermostat, but with other applications, you could plug up ports, or, you know, just have a whole bunch of unintended consequences from just gooping it with silicone. So use it sparingly. Just take your finger and just wipe a thin layer on the gasket if you're worried about the gasket leaking. But that's just my 2 cents on silicone. Yeah, I'll get all this cleaned up, get the parts on, then I'll change the radiator out. Don't want to get too many bolts lost at once. Alright, the new water pump is on. The new thermostat is installed and resealed. I just used a little bit of anaerobic sealer, put a thin bead on it. The same with the water pump, just a thin bead of anaerobic sealer. A little bit of it squishes around out of the edges, but that is nowhere near as bad as the silicone that I had to scrape off. So now I'm going to remove the upper part of the core support and change the radiator out, and then I'll show you guys what that looks like when it's done. There's the radiator exposed right there. That's the top of the core support. Simple 8 bolts hold all that stuff on. Move it out of your way. Maybe I should have left that on though until I got the cooler lines loose, but I don't know, I'll find out. And yeah, pretty easy. So I'll get that changed out, and I'll come back to you. Well, from time to time when working on old stuff, you encounter artifacts from mechanics past. It's either somebody else's from a long time ago, or it might be one of mine from a long time ago, because I have worked on this thing before. Let's find out. Oh, sorry about that. I'm filming with a camera today instead of my phone, so it's a little different. Oh, no, this is mine from a long time ago. It's a clutch. What was I doing with a 12? I don't know. But yep, always interesting what you find, what you forgot you lost, all that good stuff. Alright everybody, I picked up the radiator and was about to get ready to put it in, but it seems that rodents have gotten into it, because all these little seeds, well, you got the foam, but you also got the seeds, whatever those are inside this tank here. I dumped some of it out, but I don't want to just have the car overheat suddenly because I thought I could clean the radiator out and it's got a plugged core or something, so I guess I just gotta buy another new radiator. And that's what happens when you just let stuff sit in a barn for 4 years and don't put it on. So learn the hard lessons from me. Don't let your project car sit for umpteen years while you do nothing and the rats just take over. Such a good looking car though. Okay everyone, I've got more homework to do tonight, and I wouldn't mind getting the radiator in, so I'm making an O'Reilly's run. I'll be back. Alright YouTube, I went to O'Reilly's, got a new radiator. This one's actually a little nicer than the other new one that I had. It's got fittings in it already. That one you got to screw the adapters in. So this one's got the fittings in it already to accept the flare. Oh well, the fittings are started, they're not tight. But yeah, to accept the flare for the transmission cooler lines. So I'll get all that set in there and tightened up, and I'll show you guys the finished product. And like I said, I'm filming this on an actual camera, so this is a little weird. The thing's a lot bulkier than the phone. It's got this hand strap on it, but just not as easy as the phone. Got the cover for that. Alrighty, I'm gonna get after it. Alright everybody, water pump's in, new thermostat is put on. There's little Bunny eating him a little pear. Hey Bunny. He's enjoying the hell out of that pear. Got the new radiator put in. I sucked it up and drove to O'Reilly's and got one because I did not want to have my weekend plans incomplete just because mice made a home in my old radiator. But I'm definitely going to leave the caps on this one until I get hoses and get ready to put them all on. But I'll see if there's anything else I can do that's worth doing tonight, because I'm going to be out here till it gets dark and then I got to do homework. Well, now that the heads are on, I could probably put the AC dryer back on, and well, no, I don't have any O-rings. I need to get some O-rings. I could do that at another point, but probably grab all the brackets for the engine, start figuring out where they go, because you know, I took pictures, but they weren't great pictures because I suck at taking pictures of things that matter. So yeah, hopefully I can figure out where all the bracketry for all the accessories went, and then tackle the wiring. There's not a whole lot of wiring. It's AC wiring, starter wiring, the ignition wiring's up there, and somehow it gets from that just joins the coil to the distributors, all that does. But there's more wiring somewhere that goes around to the front and powers the ignition. Just start hacking away at that, all the not so fun stuff. But it's starting to look like an engine again. I can't wait to hear this thing run because it sounded good. I wouldn't say it was super fast, but it had plenty of torque. I mean, it did not take much to burn the back tire off this thing. When I first got it, when I was like 16 or 17, this right rear tire was just shredded. I mean, there wasn't a tread left on it. Just a good looking car. Thanks for watching.